It has always been one of my racing dreams to stand here in front of the Twin Spires at Churchill Downs in Louisville, Kentucky, to participate in what is known as one of the greatest thoroughbred horse races of all time. It just so happens that South Africa have a representative in the race now in the form of a horse called MUBTAAHIJ, who is bred in Ireland. He's a son of Dubawi, who himself is a son of Dubai Millennium. We're going to have an opportunity after track work this morning to speak to his trainer Michael de Kock, to speak to his jockey Christophe SOUMILLON, to speak to the managing agent Patrick Cummings. We call him the General for his ability to organize things in a country that is foreign to most of us. And of course we talk about the guys behind the scenes and maybe one or two of the locals who have got some interest in this incredible race that has swept all before them. This whole place comes to an absolute standstill on Saturday afternoon. So on the eve of the Kentucky Derby here in Louisville, Kentucky, it's going to be a contest that MUBTAAHIJ will give his very, very best, despite the fact that he's had to travel from Dubai to Chicago, all the way here. He's been beautifully handled. He looks fantastic. So let's hope that he runs well, and so too MGIO, the son of Danehill Dancer, owned by Warren and Wendy Rippon, and a whole team of Mike de Kock special owners. Right, Michael, obviously nothing's changed since last night after the draw, except the fact that these two horses have gone out and worked, and there's an enormous amount of work that goes on behind the scenes to get the horses from Dubai to Arlington to here. I'd like to pick on the one guy that's got so much power. He was leading him gear around before he went out to work. Call him Thumper.
That's Thumper, Larry, yeah. Yeah, these are guys, him and Rio, or Captain Rio as we know him, they're chiropractors. But they, certainly Rio has visited us in Dubai quite a bit. Cracked necks, cracked backs, anyone that gets near him gets cracked and sorted out. But wonderful men. No one would know what goes on behind the scenes, and certainly most owners don't know, and I can tell you that a lot of them that wouldn't appreciate it either. These are the unsung heroes in the industry, guys that are working behind the scenes, as much as the assistants, and Trevor and Lisa and Declan with the feet. And these are just things that people don't bother to find out actually. Without these people, these team members, we would not be here, and the owners would not be in the #1 box looking good, or having a trip like this to Kentucky for that matter.
Michael, first of all, MGIO, if we can go backwards, he went out on the track. He looked so keen, he looked so happy, he just devoured that grass this morning. What did you make of his workout?
Yeah, just he needed to see the turn. It's a very tight grass track, something he would not have participated on before. So he needed to see that, and I think job done.
Love the way he moved this morning, Andrew. Was really pleased with that. I know if the connections were, and Warren Rippon and crew, Florent Giroux, who's going to ride him, said if this is a 30-to-1 chance, I'll get on 30-to-1 horses like this any day of the week. It's a bulky field, but I don't know if they'll all end up making the start. I think we might see a few defections, which is fine. No chance we get the 30-to-1 on him. I like him in this spot. If you were competitive, 7th beaten 8 behind Grey Gatsby, behind Solo. He was only 4 lengths behind the Grey Gatsby. That's top form, and I don't think it's incredibly all that well respected here by the local. He's a traveling companion, but they brought this horse for a reason, and the goal is to leave him here in America, so he's not exactly just a traveling companion.
Obviously we can't be in more than one place at the same time, but I would have to say that the attention that was given to MUBTAAHIJ when he went out to gallop, you'd have sworn that he was the favourite, the amount of interest.
Yeah, it's quite amazing. I mean, all of the horses get a lot of attention, and if a horse does something out of the ordinary, like have a short burst on a Thursday morning for Saturday, all of a sudden it gets a lot of attention. Something that's completely natural to us. We've been doing it for 30 years, but never gets done. Yeah, so you know, I suppose different strokes. You know, it's the Americans do train a lot more different than we do.
Speaking to your jockey, who wouldn't have minded any draw, brimful of confidence as always, and he always leads by example. He said, obviously, you can't call him a champion until he's done what Zakov has done, but he said he's the best sand horse he's ever ridden, and if he wins this, he'll go into the top 3 of the best horses he's ever ridden in his life.
Well, maybe he knows a bit more than me. We'll have to see. I'll wait for the results before we start talking about that. We just want to see him run well on Saturday. That's the key.
Finally, Mike, going out onto the track this morning, was it just to stretch his legs, just to have a look, see? He takes it all in. He's such a genuine, such a relaxed kind of horse.
Yeah, and you know, just get a feel of the track. The track certainly was deeper this morning. I don't know why. Yesterday it was firmer. But a good stretch, a good blowout does him no harm.
Finally, I can tell you that whatever trepidation there may have been in South Africa with regard to watching this race live has been put to bed. The authorities have gone full steam ahead. A massive campaign is being launched back in South Africa. So there are going to be a lot of people that will be awake at midnight, and the rest of the world are obviously watching Mike de Kock onto the world stage yet again, but in a completely different forum.
Yeah, it's actually quite mind-boggling. I mean, it's well, it's a good night's viewing because there's a good boxing match as well. So people will be up all night, I think. But yeah, it's going to be awesome. The whole build-up to it, this walk that they talk about from the stables through, and yeah, I don't know. It's not quite sunk in yet. I think Saturday will probably be like a deer in the lights, you know. But
Extra Valium.
Yeah, extra whiskey, I think. Yeah, as I say, I just hope the horse runs well and has a fair shot.
Mr. Cummings, they say that familiarity breeds contempt. I've always been inclined to call you Patrick as your given name, but I'm going to be calling you General Cummings from now onwards. Head of this military operation. It's been beautifully executed, and now all they have to do is show up on the day.
Yeah, for sure, Bonsky. It's been a coordinated effort, I would say, from all hands. You know, there's one thing to come into Arlington for the million. It's another thing to come to the Derby. It's been a real challenge, I think, on many fronts to just get everything together, all the logistics, and everybody's come through so far. Churchill's been great for everybody, so ready to run two horses on the big day, and it's just great to be part of the team.
You know, Michael de Kock has always been of the opinion that training racehorses is both art and science. You've never professed to being an artist, but you're a scientist when it comes to studying form. We're right now into the melting pot of whether these two giant horses and all the other pretenders can take on MUBTAAHIJ and whether he can take them on. What's your gut feeling telling you so far?
The Derby requires a lot of luck. You need to get the gaps at the right times. And so that's always a challenge that you just can't predict. You could have the best horse in the race and have the worst luck. It doesn't matter. So Christoph, I know, has watched a lot of tape of past Derbies. He said to me yesterday, I want 1 to 6 in the draw. He would have been happy with the rail. He would have been the only rider happy with the rail if he had it. But I think everyone's really pleased with gate 6. So from a science standpoint, it's out the door. Forget it. You know, all the science and analytics aren't going to help you when you've got, you know, the wrong horse coming down on you at the wrong time. That said, he's competitive here. They've tried to put speed figures that assess how he did in Dubai. I think it's a really tough task, given the lack of two-turn races in Dubai so far this season. But overall, I think he's going to be competitive in this group. And, you know, everything I've seen since he came off the truck here, clean, fresh, fit, raring to go, ready to do more. You can't ask for much more from a horse who's already won a $2 million Derby, looking for 2.